My sisters and brothers, I greet you all with the love and peace of the Lord. I invite you to meditate together with me on the Holy Word of God of 25th February 2022. The focus of our reflection: in any relationship, selfishness is very damaging. It leads to closed-mindedness and stubbornness. These shut the doors to understanding and kindness. Today, especially the walls of married and family life are shaking and crumbling. Excessive ego and deception are two reasons for this. People are carried away by self-pride in the name of self-dignity. Self-interests are promoted in the name of self-making. Deceiving and manipulating are justified as tools for success and happiness. This is really the corrosion of the dignity and sanctity of married life. This is visibly reflected in the increasing number of divorces. It is sad that sometimes divorces are sought even for silly reasons. Jesus today addresses this issue. He makes it very clear that marriage union is divine and sacred and so indissoluble. Any breach of this bond is never God's will. In this context, humility and fidelity can be the two greatest pillars on which the edifice of married life can be built. The efforts of both the partners should be to safeguard the bond rather than being hasty to break it at the slightest pretext. A healthy family life requires more humility to acknowledge and admit one's own weaknesses and failures instead of defending and justifying them. It calls for reducing our sense of false ego, which is inflated and blown up. It also calls for making more space for the weaknesses of the other and accepting him or her. Further, it needs more fidelity. As long as there is no trust and trustworthiness in each other, as long as there is no openness and transparency to each other, as long as there is no honesty and truthfulness, but instead there is hiding, lying and cheating, then surely that family life will collapse. The counsel of St. James in the first reading can be relevant here. He urges us to be steadfast with patience in suffering like Job. And now the direction and the directive for our life. There can be sometimes some valid reasons for divorce and separation. However, we cannot glorify it or legitimize it. The fact remains that family life today requires more steadfastness and fidelity.